welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Caitlin and today I'm going to be talking about my pin collection and all things pin trading. So all my pins in my collection are shared with my wonderful fiance Joe. He has bought quite a few of these, so it's only fair to mention him in the video. He is definitely more of an expert when it comes to pin trading. I'm not a huge expert on it just because I've not been doing it very long. We started back in December 2019, so we're still quite new to the whole process. But we planned to go to Florida in September and we definitely wanted to pin trade when we went over there, so that's why we got started basically. The pins in Disneyland Paris go off a colour scheme, and I did try and find a picture on the internet of this sort of chart but I couldn't find any. So they basically have green, yellow, orange, and that's all I can remember. There's a few different colours, there's 4 or 5 different colours and they all have different prices on. I'm pretty sure green is the cheapest, it's around 7 or 8 euros, and then it gets obviously higher with the prices. I hope that made sense. So I'm going to start with my open edition pins. So correct me if I'm wrong, but these are pins that basically you'll find all throughout the park. They are pretty common when it comes to pins. So I do have quite a lot of these in my collection. So I'll start off with an absolute must in my collection, and that is the Disneyland Paris 2019 pin. Now, every time I go to a different park, I have to pick up a pin with the park on and the year if they have one available, so this was a must. I think it was the very first pin I got actually, and it's got the castle in the background and the Eiffel Towers, and Mickey is dressed in his sorcerer outfit. It's just a nice Disney pin. Now this is the green colour band for the pricing. I'm pretty sure it's $6.99, but I'm not 100% sure and the prices can change quite often. So the next pin I have Joe actually picked up when he came to visit me in either November or December last year, and it is the Steamboat Willie pin. It's basically just Steamboat Willie and it says Steamboat Willie 1928. Yes, it does, I was right. And it's a lovely pin, it's black and white, I think it looks classic, and Steamboat Willie is iconic. It was definitely a good purchase. This is also in the green pricing bracket. So the next pin is, it breaks my heart every time I look at it, and it is the very sad Stitch with Scrump and a little duckling. Now, as you can tell, we do love Lilo and Stitch. We love all the movies, we love the series, so this definitely had to be added to our collection because it just looks like he needed a home, and oh, Stitch. This is also the green pricing bracket. So the next one is Baymax. Now we only saw Big Hero 6 probably last year, and of course we fell in love with Baymax. He just looks like he would give the best hugs. I saw this pin whilst I was working one day and thought I definitely have to pick it up for Joe. I have never met Baymax and I am really hoping I get to meet him when we go to Florida in September. This is also in the green pricing bracket. Now, if you've watched my previous videos, then you will know Alice holds a very special place in my heart. So, of course, I had to get an Alice pin. She's sat down and she's putting a little daisy crown on Dinah's head. I just love it so much. It is the only Alice pin I have, which is quite surprising for me, and I will definitely be adding more to our collection, but I had to have an Alice pin. It is, again, the green pricing bracket, and yes, very cute. So the next pin is this Oogie Boogie pin. He's just so cute. I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm saying all these characters are cute, but he's just awesome. Now this is actually glow in the dark, and I'll try and see if it'll glow up at some point so you guys can see what it looks like in the dark. I have been trying to find this pin for quite some time and it was just constantly sold out. and I bought it when I bought the Baymax pin, and I was just walking home from work one day and I was walking through the park. I thought, I'll just check that stand in case, and it was the only Oogie Boogie pin that they had. This is actually in the orange category. Again, I'm really sorry, I don't know what the price is for that, but it's orange. So we have 2 hotel pins in our collection. We knew every hotel that we stayed at, we wanted to get a pin to remember it, basically. So the first hotel we stayed at was Disney's Santa Fe, and we stayed there back in February 2019. So of course we had to get a pin for it. We actually got engaged on that trip, so it's a very special pin. It is Mickey in his Mexican costume, and it's just lovely. All the hotel pins have the dangly key on the bottom, and they're all beautiful pins. The second hotel pin we have is the Newport Bay hotel pin. Now, we stayed there for Joe's 21st birthday back in November, and I just loved it. If people are wanting recommendations on hotels, I will say Newport Bay every time. The theming is beautiful. It's cruise ship sailory sort of theming, which is why Donald is on the pin, and I just absolutely loved it. This pin is the yellow category, so I imagine my Santa Fe probably was as well, but I don't have the back for that one, so I'm not 100% sure. Now, these next pins are the ones that I have on my lanyard. Now I do like to keep all my pins on the backs, but when I first started collecting pins, I didn't sort of realise this, and I don't know the prices for any of them, so I imagine they will all be open edition green pins in the sort of €7 or €8 bracket. The next one we have is this blue pin. Now, I really don't remember getting this. We did meet Blue and we loved the meet and greet with him, so I imagine that's why we bought it. And it's just blue and it says "Feel Good" on it. It's a nice pin. It's quite a big pin actually compared to some of them. It's cute. I like it. There's not a single pin that I have that I don't like. So the next 2 pins are both Stitch. The first one is just Stitch sitting down, having a chill. We did buy this from Disneyland Paris, so it's definitely a certified Disney pin and it says it on the back, but the outline of the pin is in gold and all our other Stitch pins are silver, so it is quite a strange one. But I think at the time it was one of the only Stitch pins out, so of course we bought it because we love Stitch. He's got a little fat belly. The next Stitch pin we have is this Stitch with his sunglasses licking an ice cream pin. Just have to buy Stitch pins. Yeah, not much to sort of explain about this pin, but it's Stitch. So just before our trip back in February 2019, we had just watched Coco and fell in love with the movie, of course. I fall in love with every Disney movie, but we saw this pin, which is Coco themed basically, and it says Disneyland Paris on it, so I wanted to pick this up just as a little reminder of, oh yeah, that was the time we just watched Coco. I don't know. I just like pins. I don't see this around anymore. Quite a lot of the pins I still see around in the shops now, but I don't see this one very often, so I am definitely glad I got this. So the next pin I have is a limited edition pin. There was only 700 of this pin and I was very fortunate to be able to pick up 2. So I got one for Joe and I got one for me. And this is the Winnie the Pooh Christmas jumper pin. And it's just so cute. I got to hang out with Pooh quite a lot over Christmas, so it was the perfect pin, and it was $15.99, so obviously a little bit more expensive, but definitely worth it. So this pin is actually open edition, but you can only buy it if you are an annual pass holder because it's an annual pass pin. This isn't mine, this is Joe's. He is an Infinity annual pass holder and of course he had to get an annual pass pin. This is the Disneyland Paris 2019 Pass Annuel, and it's got Minnie and Mickey with the castle, the Walt Disney Studios sign and the Eiffel Tower. It's such a lovely pin, it's got everything on it and the little 19 sort of detaches. So yeah, I love this pin. This was $9.99, so not a bad price really for a nice big pin like that. I think that's a decent price really. This has got quite a bit of backstory. Now, if you didn't know, I am a cast member at Disneyland Paris, and we have a very lovely cast member in our department who puts on competitions to win pins, and he just puts on our Facebook chat a question like, who is your favourite Disney villain and why? And it'll be something that simple, and everyone will comment their things and he will put it in a random generator, and that's all. And all his pins are incredible that he puts on for the competition, and I actually won this pin, and out of all the pins he's done, it was my absolute favourite pin. Obviously it's Stitch, and he is dressed in his Santa outfit with scrum. The little Santa sack is actually raised and it's rubber, and it's a really nice pin. Because I won it in the competition, I don't know much about it in terms of what edition it is. I do know it is yellow because it says it on the back. If anyone has any more info about this pin, definitely leave it in the comments below for me, because I would love to know more. So back in 2018, I got to perform on a cruise ship that sailed from Shanghai around the south of Japan, and whilst I was there I got to pick up 2 Disney pins. The cruise always started in Shanghai, so we only ever docked there for about 6 or 7 hours. So whilst we were there, we wanted to visit Shanghai Disney, of course. Even if it was just for 2-3 hours, we wanted to go, and I picked up this I Heart Shanghai Disney Resort pin, and it's got all the VIPs on it except Chip and Dale, and it's just a lovely pin to sort of remember when I went. So the next pin I have is, it's not a Disney park pin. I was in Japan at the time, and I'd never been to a Disney store in Japan, and I really wanted to. With us being in the south of Japan, I didn't know if there were many Disney stores around there, and it just happened we was in a big shopping centre one day and I stumbled upon a Disney store, and I've got a picture somewhere. I was so excited, and I picked up this pin and I absolutely love it. I think it's so beautiful. It is the 1942 Mickey's birthday party pin. I love everything about it. There were so many things in the store that I wanted to buy, but I had to limit myself. I did buy a few other things, but this pin is beautiful. I love the card that it's on. That might not be in focus, but the pin is like that. It's not a typical Disney pin, but I still wanted to include it. I love it so much. So this was only 700 Japanese yen plus tax, and that's only about £5.50. So to say it's such a big pin, I think that's an amazing price. Yeah. Oh, I do have one more pin actually. I don't have it with me, but I will put a picture in, and it is the Disneyland Paris cast member pin, and I don't know if this is a yearly thing or what, but they brought one out just before Christmas, and it was the Chip and Dale one, who are my little buddies, and I just loved the pin so much. Obviously it was a cast member pin, I was going to buy it anyway no matter the character on it. Yeah, I loved it. It was only €5, which is an amazing price for a cast member pin. We do have a shop backstage for cast members, so I bought it there, and you have to show your ID when you buy it, so you do only get one, you can't get another one basically, and they are quite limited. They didn't have a huge amount of the pin available, so I was really fortunate to be able to pick it up. Yeah, I love it so much, but it is back in France, so I do only have a picture of it. The next pins are my pin trading pins. So we picked up this bag in December. We did get the smallest one. I don't actually know the price of it, and it does come with a strap so you can have it around your neck or whatever, and it has got a zip and basically has different layers. We only have that filled, but it's got 3 double-sided sleeves where you can put your pins, so you can fit plenty in this small pin trading bag. We could have got a big one to put all our pins in, but we wanted one just for pin trading so we could take it around the parks with us and we wouldn't be carrying all our pins. Like I said before, we are not huge experts on pin trading, but it's as simple as seeing a cast member with a lanyard or a bag and saying, can I pin trade you that pin please? Or can I pin trade, and you pick in the pin, and then you will get one from your collection and you will trade it with that cast member. Now, I always let the cast member choose what pin they would like from my collection, just because I would like for them to pick one that they want in theirs. So cast members do have to pin trade if they are wearing a lanyard or they are wearing their uniform with pins on, then they do have to pin trade with you. So if you ever get a cast member that says no, they are in the wrong. So we have 3 pins from a collection. I'm not sure how many is in the pins. So we have 3 from this collection and there are 5 in total, so we've still got 2 more to find. We love them, they're awesome, and they've got a little hidden Mickey in the corners. So yeah, we love these pins very much. We've only ever pin traded in Disneyland Paris because it's the only park we've ever been to together. So they are our first 3 out of the collection. So we have 4 of these Duffy pins, and one of them is, I think it's called like a chase or a chaser pin, and it's basically the all silver pin, and they all have hidden Mickeys on. We have one with a Donald hat, one with a Goofy hat, one with a Peter Pan hat, and the other I think is like a pirate's hat. Well, it looks very similar to Captain Hook's, except from the feather is a different colour, so I'm going to say it's a sort of pirate's hat. And we have 4 out of the 5 for this collection, so we've got 1 more still to hunt down. And then these ones are just random pins that we have. So we picked up this pin, which I think was one of the first pins we pin traded, because Joe's favourite movie is Robin Hood and he got so excited when he saw this, so of course we will keep this forever and we will not pin trade this. And it's again a chaser pin. I'm not 100% sure on the name, and it is a hidden Mickey pin as well. The next pin is this orange bird pin. Now, we don't know a huge amount about the orange bird. It's not a huge thing over in Disneyland Paris. I know it's definitely more of a thing over in America, but we loved it and we thought it would be a good pin to take to America. So this next pin is a cast lanyard series. Now correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure these are lanyards that cast members who are pin trading get at the start of every day, and those pins are limited to sort of that cast member with that lanyard. And this is a Huey t-shirt. Well, it's a red t-shirt with Huey on the front of it. I'd love to know if they do t-shirts with all 3 Huey, Dewey and Louie on, so that would be a nice one to collect if they do. I can't get this back in the thing now. So this next pin we saw quite early on, and we weren't sure at first if it was a real pin, but we had a look at it and it had everything on. Before we got into pin trading, we wanted to know exactly what to look for to spot a genuine pin or a fake pin. So this is a genuine pin and it is a collection of 5, but we do only have the 1. Now this next pin I saw and I had to get. There was no chance I was leaving this on the cast member's lanyard, and it is a Alice sort of portrait pin really. It's just beautiful, I loved it so much and had to get it, so this will be staying in this bag forever and it will not be getting traded. And the final pin in our pin trading collection is this upside down Donald Duck pin, and this is the only pin that isn't a hidden Mickey pin out of our pin trading ones, and I've just said pin about 8 times. This pin is actually from Disney Hong Kong, so it has somehow ended up in Disneyland Paris throughout its pin trading times, and now it's landed in our pouch. So that is everything from my pin collection. If you did enjoy this, then please give the video a big thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. I'm trying to upload videos every Tuesday and Friday if possible, so keep an eye out on my channel for those, and thank you all so much for watching.